Piali no chime, in today's mini lesson, we're going to cover how to pronounce the dreaded TL sound in Nahuatl. Alright, stick around. Before anyone tries and gets discouraged, just know that everyone I've seen and worked with me has been able to learn the TL sound, but know that everyone has their own learning speeds for the sound. Okay, so some people, based on many factors, okay, there's many factors involved. There's not one reason why you can get it or not get it. But some people do get the sound almost instantly, within a lesson or two. Other people take a couple weeks to slowly get adjusted to it. A few people take a couple months. Okay, but almost everyone that I've been able to work with I've seen them progress and be able to make the sound in some time. Okay, so it is possible. If for some reason, since you are not working directly in person and we're doing this through a video, just know that there are some varieties that don't even say the TL anymore. There are some towns, a few even in the Huasteca, that instead of saying TL, changed it all to T. So instead of saying tlacatl for man, they'll say tacat. On the west coast, okay, you have some varieties that focus more on L varieties, where instead of saying tlacatl, they'll say lacal, where they turned it into an L kind of sound. It's not the same as English L either. It's more of a shl kind of slushy L sound. Okay, but those varieties prefer to just stick with the L after some time. So let's get started. At the beginning of words, the TL sound is not too difficult. All you have to do is make sure you're not saying the K sound. Okay, so tlahtoli, you're not saying it with the K. Okay, not klahtoli. Okay, so just remember you're saying it with a T. If you remember you're saying a T and then an L next to each other, tla, starting with a T, then you probably got the sound right at the beginning of the word. Tlahtoli, a word or a language. Tlaskamati, thank you in the Huasteca. Also tlasokamati in other varieties. Tlamantli, stuff. Okay, we have a TL in the middle of the word, but that one's still going to be the same as at the beginning of the word. Tlamantli. Tli, okay? Tlamantli. As long as you're not saying a K, you probably got the sound. Tlikoli, a pen. A pen or any writing instrument. Tlikoli. Tlen, what? Tlen, what? Konetl, a child. Okay, so now let's see TL at the end of the word. First, let's learn how to make the L sound, because that's what's really different here. The L sound, okay? Remember, we're not going to be going for atol. We're not going to be going for etl or hiotl or hekatl, right? The language is not called Na-wa-tul. In English, people will say that, and that's fine in English because they're speaking in English. But when you're speaking in Nahuatl, you wouldn't say Na-watl. You would say Na-watl. So how are we going to make this TL sound at the end? So let's focus on that L sound first. The L sound kind of sounds like some children's slushy S sounds in English. Okay, sometimes children have a type of lateral lisp, and it's pretty similar to that. What that means is you're going to kind of make a lisp when you make the L sound. Let's pay attention to what's going on in our mouth. We're going to put our tongue in the position of an L, like this. That's just a regular L, right? Regular L, keep your tongue in that position. But instead of vibrating to make a sound, we're going to push air out of our mouth like an H sound. So our tongue's going to make an L sound, but we're going to breathe like an H sound. Watch the transition. Because it's not exactly an L, it's more of a sound. So you see that? We're breathing out like an H through the sides of our tongue, but while our tongue is shaped like an L. If you remember how to do that, you can get through this hard part. Okay, so just remember that sound. Now we could pronounce it like they do in Michoacan. So we could say ash for water, ech for beans, ihiyos, breath, ehecash, wind. So that's basically your L sound. To make the TL, just put a T in front of it, right? So all we're doing is starting with the T and then go to the L. Putting it together, don't make a K sound. It sound to English speakers, it sounds like a K sound. The Klamath River on the west coast sounded like a K sound to Americans, but it was actually a type of TL sound. So they did that mistake. So again, not akls, not akls, but with a T. At. Think about what your tongue does when you make a T sound. At. At. The weird thing here is that it's one syllable. At. At. One breath. It's one beat. You could think of it like that. Not two. If you mess this up, you'll make it into two parts like this. Atl. Atl. It's not atl. Or it's not atl. It's not atl. But at. Right? It's one unit. At. Beans. Et. Breath. Ihiyot. Wind. Ehekatl. All right. And challenge yourself with a short word that has TL at the beginning and at the end. To master this, just remember, just start with a T and end with the TL again. Tleet, tleet, tleet. Some writers say tlet, but same concept. Tleet and tlet. Hope you found this video helpful. That was our mini lesson for the TL sound. Tlaskamate.